Yes, indeed, folks. You're listening to WoW Radio. This is Blue Please, sponsored by GuildPortal.com, the leader in guild hosting. Yes, they really are that good. Yes, we're sellouts, whatever. Apparently, Guild Portal is a place where you can create guilds, admin guilds, create your own sites, create forums, and all that kind of good stuff that you really want, as far as getting your guild organised. So head over to GuildPortal.com if that's your thing and that's the sort of thing you're interested in. Right, enough of our corporate sellout. Back to the competition. It's the Free the Piggy competition to win limited edition copies of Blue Please the album, which you can buy from www.cafepress.com/Wearcraft. So if you don't win tonight, you can help out WoW Radio by buying a Blue Please album. And let me tell you right now, it is worth it. Over an hour of Blue Please features, including loads of bonus stuff. You know what it is? $7.99. It's peanuts. Absolute peanuts. I doubt you could even get many peanuts for that kind of price. Anyway, you have a chance to win. There are 6 limited edition signed Murloc copies of this available for those who enter the Free the Piggy competition. There are 2 parts to this competition. You can enter either one of them. And yes, you can enter as many times as you like. But obviously the entries are going to be different. So, you can either enter a Free the Piggy campaign banner, which can be any size you like. Something to do with Free the Piggy. And the rest is up to you. Yes, you can use the WoW Radio logo. You can use Blizzard logos or whatever, because it's not for profit. Now, the other part of the competition is an ode to the piggy. That could be a story, a limerick, a poem, anything like that. Heck, even a haiku if you can write a good enough one. And the limit on the words is 200. If it's any more than 200 words, you will be disqualified. You will be cast in the mists of time. Ugh. So, head over and email themurloc@gmail.com for your chance to win. Now let's get back on. I'm going to say one thing. Dishonor sucks. No, I'm going to say it. Dishonor is not good. Really. Ugh. So, why is Dishonor not good? Why is Dishonor here in the first place? The original concept of Dishonor. Obviously in there for one reason and one reason alone. To help stop the ganking. Did it work? Hell did it work. Of course it didn't. And it's blindingly obvious why. It really is. Because it doesn't punish you for killing low-level players. It doesn't punish you for ganking. What it does is punish you for killing civilians. And I boggled. I really did. I boggled, literally. I actually got out my boxed boggle game and boggled for at least an hour over the madness of the Dishonor system. And I thought, what? What is going on here? Why is this here? Why is this in the game? Now, one of the things my guild like to do every now and again, we have some kind of event every Thursday night. Either it involves a big raid, a lot of instancing, big quest, or just a general messing around kind of evening. And what we used to do is we would get the guild together, bearing in mind this was about a week or 2 after the EU server launch. No one was level 60 yet. We were all on our 20s and 30s. And we'd go and raid somewhere. Of course, we started on the little towns and we worked our way up. We hit Astronar, we destroyed Astronar, we destroyed Refuge Point. We tried to destroy South Shore, it didn't really work very well, it never did. We destroyed Goldshire, but we got stopped at Stormwind. We attacked Darnassus, all that kind of thing, and we laid them to waste, like the Horde does, because we are Horde. We drink mead, and we pillage, and we loot, and we make merry. And we make off with your women, folks. However, Blizzard effectively have put the can on that one, because now killing a civilian, quote-unquote, gets you dishonor points. And it gets an entire group dishonor points if you kill a civilian. So if a civilian gets in the line of fire, or if you just want to wipe the entire town out, which I think is fair enough, then you get dishonor. Now, I want to ask the community and everyone listening one question, and the question is this: how does that stop me from going out and ganking a level, 35? The answer is it doesn't. So why is the dishonor system there? It's illogical. The honor system is there to reward PvP against targets which are supposedly of a reasonable difficulty, which is the reason you don't get honor points for killing greys. And you get less honor points for killing greens than you do for killing reds. The same with the XP point system, it works. And you get less if you're in a group, which is fair enough. It's split between the group members. As you do. So, logically, you'd think the flip side would be something to discourage ganking and unfair PvP tactics. Honor, honourable kills. Dishonour, dishonourable kills. Killing civilians? Totally irrelevant. How fast do civilians respawn? I mean, we're talking quest NPCs here. Really bloody quickly. We're talking a matter of minutes. So, if the level 23 can't wait for his quest NPC to respawn in 2 minutes, then he is impatient. But the dishonor system is rubbish, really. I don't normally take big pot shots at Blizzard, because I like the game. And I hope everyone listening to this show likes it too, otherwise you're mugs for continuing to subscribe. But what was the logic behind Dishonour? Please, someone tell me why Dishonour is the way it is. Now the question is there a solution? And do we like artificial limits being imposed on our gaming experience? On a PvP server, I expect to be killed. Really, I do. I expect to be killed. Because it's player versus player. Someone should be attacking me at any given time. I should be riding along, an alliance come over the hill and engage me in combat. Totally expected. I'm on PvP. This is what I signed up for. I don't care if I'm ganked, corpse camped, doesn't bother me, because I signed up for PvP. And PvP is not always fair, and it never will be. Because you'll never balance all the classes, you'll never have everyone the same level, everyone will never have the same equipment, and everyone will not use the same attack formula. Therefore, PvP is inherently unbalanced and will never be balanced ever. I'm going to say that right now. Out the door, stick up on the wall a massive great poster that says PvP will never be balanced. Well, that's what I signed up for, because I'm a PvPer. I play on PvP, I expect to be attacked. I expect to attack. Every now and then I will gank, if the situation demands it. Normally I will try and avoid killing lower level players. I prefer to go for the big fish. I will quite happily go banzai into a level 60 with my level 53. Quite happily, because more often than not I'll actually win. And when I do, it's brilliant. It's the best feeling you can have in PvP, is when you go up against an opponent clearly superior to you and kick his arse into the floor. It's pure joy in a box, folks. That's what PvP is about. That's what Honour encourages. Now, logically, Dishonour would discourage the opposite kind of behaviour, yet it doesn't. So I have to ask the question, is Dishonour even necessary? Is the current system, 1, adequate? 2, is the current system to the point where it can never be improved on? 3, is it even possible to put in a proper Dishonour system? I'll deal with the third one first, because I'm that logical, folks. The PvP Honour system. Lots of number crunching going on under the hood there. And that's all it is. The Honour system is a big number crunch. Now, how can you quantify honourable play with numbers? Simple answer, pretty damn hard. Can it be done? Maybe. Possibly. I suggested a month ago, possibly even 2 months ago, when Blue Please first started airing, we dealt with the honour system. And we came to the conclusion that you can't quantify honourable play with numbers. Because who says what's honourable? If I kill a green player, is that dishonourable? If there are 2 of me, if I have a friend with me and I attack a single player, is that dishonourable? Does his level come into it? Is it dishonourable if I attack with another player, a yellow or green player, but not if I attack an orange or red player. Now, I think we can all agree that attacking a grey player on his own is dishonourable. That's the whole point. But that's why the honour system is there. You don't get any reward for doing that. There's no purpose in it. Whereas before, you killed for the sake of killing and pissing people off. And that's what I've always said about the honour system. The honour system has a purpose because it gave PvP a purpose. And PvP did not have a purpose before, other than killing people for the sake of it. What's the point in that? Totally irrelevant. You don't gain anything from it, other than a smug sense of satisfaction. And that's not enough. So is the honour system as good as it's going to get? I'd say it's pretty damn reasonable. And I think a lot relies on the players. As a PvPer, you cannot expect a fair fight every single time. There are going to be situations where you're going to be outnumbered, outgunned, and flattened into the floor. But that's what you signed up for. That's what I signed up for, and I will never, ever go back on that. That's fine. I wanted to be in PvP, I am in PvP, and that sometimes means that I don't get a fair fight. Big deal. I'll respawn, get back on my feet, rebuff, get me health and mana back, and get on with it. And that's the way to play PvP. So those on PvE, I ask you, are you on PvE because you just don't want a PvP? Are you on PvE because you think you can't cope with ganking and the concept of dying to someone that you can't necessarily beat? I can understand that. I think to PvP takes a certain kind of player, and if you're the kind of player that gets annoyed by being ganked, this is probably not the server for you. I know PvP RP is not the server for you either, because I can see what's going to happen there. Everyone's going to roleplay a psychotic ganker. Yeah, I'm RPing someone who likes to kill people for fun, so I gank on your roleplay PvP server, and I just add Eleth, you know, to the end of my words. Loeth, Eleth, I ganketh youeth. I am an RPer, and I PvP. Ugh. Crazy designs, folks, crazy designs. And I think it's time for another feature, folks. I've ranted on quite long enough. It's time to introduce the Nubcake News. But first, I should remind you about our competition. It's Free the Piggy, and you have the chance to win one of 6 limited edition copies of the Blue Please album. You can either enter a piece of artwork to do with freeing the Piggy, and of course the Piggy is that pig in the cage over in Camp Taraggio, or you can enter an ode to the Piggy, which could be prose, a poem, a limerick, a story, whatever you like. Enter it to themurloc@gmail.com. Now, I think I'm probably going to be announcing the winner on the Downtime Down Under tomorrow, because we're getting loads of entries, and I don't have time to read them and judge them. So the winner will be announced, and the winners will be put on the website. So don't fret if you don't get to tune in at the Downtime Down Under tomorrow. I will let you know if you've won. And if you haven't, you can always go and buy it. Support WoW Radio. Bow? That's not even a word. Buy a Blue Please album for $7.99. Okay, enough corporate whoring. Let's get on with it. Let's play one of our most popular features. Now, here's a warning. This is a disclaimer. The following feature is satirical. It is not meant to be taken seriously. Please look up the words satire, sarcasm, and irony in the dictionary. Please do not be offended by the following broadcast. Most of it is probably not true. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. This is the Nubcake News. Enjoy. Welcome to this week's edition of Nubcake News. Coming up later, we have a story on the plight of the Piggy and the campaign to free the poor sod. But first, we never thought it could happen, but Nubcake News has uncovered today that Blizzard, the company behind the famous Dungeons & Dragons games, has been making fools of us all by selling an unfinished product. Its new trading card game, World of Warcraft, has a massive subscriber base, and yet it's apparently full of issues that the gaming community calls bugs. These bugs are rare in video games. In the last 10 years, there have only been 3 documented instances of bugs occurring in a piece of game software. However, in their haste to make profit from starving third world children, Blizzard released their new game with many of these so-called bugs in it. community watchdog and part-time superhero supercomputer analyst man had this to say. Brave citizens of Warcraft City, a new threat of evil is upon us. Bugs are running rampant in our beloved game, and it's all Blizzard's fault. You pay your taxes to Blizzard, and yet they make fools of us all. Do you know they put these bugs in on purpose just so they could fix them later, and then claim they were actively working on the game? It's a well-known fact that Blizzard has not added any new content to World of Warcraft in 5 years. Yes, that is 5 years. While players are thrown out onto the streets for not paying their crushing WoW taxes, Blizzard are laughing in our faces. Bugs, stinking evil bugs, everywhere. Game unplayable, must destroy evil. Supercomputer analyst man collapsed and was then taken to hospital before throwing out the back door for not paying his WoW tax. In the meantime, reports came flooding in from all over Warcraft City of giant flame-spewing bugs tearing down office blocks and eating babies. When asked to comment on their particular brand of genocide, Blizzard President Oliver What's-His-Face issued the following statement. There are no bugs. It is all evil lies. The infidels are trying to fool you. Do not let them. I have not seen any of these so-called bugs. Allah would not allow it. Bugs, lies, all of it. We will win the war and crush the infidels. Nubcake News did its own investigation. We sent 5 work experience guys out onto the dangerous streets of Warcraft City to see if they could find any bugs. This is what they had to say. I was walking down the streets of Warcraft City when a bug stole my purse. I'd only been outside for a few minutes before a car filled with bugs speeded past hurling abuse at me. Bugs ate my hamster. Today I saw a large, scary-looking bug loitering outside the supermarket. Bugs are in, man. Yeah, bugs are the new black. Bugs are totally happening. Citizens are advised to flee Warcraft City as the apocalypse is indeed upon us. This reporter is already packing his bags. This has been Nubcake News. Good night.